I got an 8.5 on my IELTS exam after studying for only 2 weeks on my first attempt. I did not take any classes or watch any videos on tips and tricks. If you're preparing or thinking about taking IELTS and English is your second language, and you want to know how you can also get an 8.5 band in IELTS, then this video is meant for you. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Raheel. I'm an NYU-educated entrepreneur and a product leader, currently living and working in Dubai. In this video, I'm going to share my strategy that helped me get an 8.5 band in IELTS. I'll talk about what IELTS is, why you should take it, and how to best prepare for it. The strategy that I'm going to share with you will be much more engaging, it will be fun, and will even help you improve your English after you're long done with the exam. So let's dive in. So let's quickly talk about what IELTS is. It's basically an English language test used to measure your English proficiency. It's managed by British Council and it's particularly famous in countries like Pakistan, India, and majority of Asia. So if you're planning to apply for a PR or a work visa or a student visa to countries like Canada, Australia, UK, New Zealand, you'll most definitely need an IELTS exam. IELTS basically has 4 sections: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. I'm not going to go into much detail about the question type or duration, but I've added a link to an article that I wrote that you can read if you need more detailed information. But for the sake of this video, we're going to dive into each section and explore the strategy that I used to score high in IELTS. So let's talk about the reading section of the IELTS, which is designed to test your comprehension skills. And to prepare for this section, I just read a lot of books and articles. My premise was simple, that I wanted to get really comfortable with the written text and truly comprehend what the author or the writer was talking about. Because think about this, if you're already in the habit of reading, then answering those questions during the exam shouldn't be hard, and it wasn't. And while I was reading, I just followed 2 basic principles. Number 1, I underlined every bit of information that I thought was crucial to the text. And number 2, after reading each paragraph, I summarized it into 1 or 2 sentences. Because the idea was pretty simple. I wanted to understand the text to a point where anyone could ask me any question regarding the article that I read or the book that I was reading, and I should be able to answer those questions correctly. So my recommendation is pretty simple. Just pick up a book, read it cover to cover, underline stuff, make notes, and truly understand what the writer is talking about. So here's a book that I would recommend, which is Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell. He's a very prolific writer. The vocabulary is good. The sentence structure is impeccable. So I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get a lot out of this book. So let's talk about the writing section. The writing section of the IELTS is designed to test your writing skills. There are 2 parts to it. Number 1 is you have to write a letter, minimum 150 words. And the second part is you have to write a response to an argument or a problem in form of an essay, which is a minimum 250 words. So to prepare for this section, I simply wrote. I love journaling, I love writing, so that's exactly what I did. Everything that I thought about, my feelings, my day, something that I felt important to talk about, I wrote. But the second part was more important. After each writing session, I used tools like Grammarly to fix my grammar and my sentence structure. And that was a learning process. I sent what I wrote to my friends and got feedback from them. And that feedback was extremely critical because that feedback really helped me improve. So the more I wrote, the better I got. And that was the whole plan, and that was the whole strategy for preparing for the IELTS writing section. So my recommendation is pretty simple. You need to write whatever you want to write, whether it's fiction, non-fiction, story, or feelings. If you want to talk about something, just go do it. But then sit down, use tools like Grammarly, use your friends to really get feedback. And don't be embarrassed in sharing what you wrote, because at the end of the day, it's about your future and you really have to be shameless. But again, the more you write, the better you'll get. So let's talk about the IELTS listening section, which is designed to test your listening abilities. There are 4 recordings and questions that are based on each recording. There is a conversation, there's a monologue, there's a group discussion, and then there's an academic lecture. Nothing too difficult. And to prepare for this section, I just did what we all love doing. I watched a lot of TV shows and movies on Netflix, and I listened to my favorite podcasts on Spotify. Because why not? Isn't this exactly what you'll be tested on? Some people having a conversation and then answering based on what the conversation was all about. If you can truly understand and explain what was being said in a podcast on Spotify to your friend, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to ace the exam. And while watching all these movies, I turned on the subtitles. Because why not? Again, it's helping me improve my reading abilities and also my listening abilities. So my recommendation is pretty simple. Just listen to your favorite podcast on Spotify, watch your favorite movie with your friend, but don't turn off your brain. In this section, you really have to engage your brain and you really have to understand what is happening, what is being said. Because at the end of the day, if you can understand and explain what is being said in a conversation to your friend, I am pretty sure you'll be able to ace the listening part. Well, you're listening to me right now, and if you understand what I am telling you, then there you have it. You're halfway almost there. So now let's talk about the speaking section of the IELTS, which is designed to test your English speaking abilities. During the test, you'll have the examiner right in front of you. You'll introduce yourself, you'll talk about a topic, and you'll talk about an abstract topic that the examiner tells you to talk about. Nothing so fancy, it's pretty simple and straightforward. And to prepare for this section, I simply spoke a lot of English. As I was in Pakistan back then, it was difficult, but I made it a rule that till I'm done with my IELTS exam, I won't converse with anyone other than in English. And it pretty much worked. Plus, I had a solid group of friends and we all talked with each other in English. If you don't really have a solid group of friends, that's fine as well. You can have a conversation with you in front of a mirror. Open up your iPhone camera, just talk to yourself. Go into your bathroom, pick up a book, start reading, and start talking to yourself in the mirror. Start introducing yourself in the mirror and practice. It might look silly, but who cares? You're doing this for yourself. You're doing this for a bright future. You need to be shameless. So my recommendation is pretty simple. Speak a lot of English and stick to the rule. Don't converse with anyone other than in English till you're done with your exam. Find friends that you can actually have a conversation with in English. And if you don't have them, then simply pick up your phone or go to the bathroom and talk to yourself in the mirror. There's nothing wrong with it. But at the end of the day, it will definitely improve your speaking abilities and will give you the confidence to speak in English. And that's what we all are looking for. So there you have it, my simple strategy for acing the IELTS exam. Doing the basic things right. Read a book, watch a movie, listen to a podcast, speak English every single day, write every single day, even if it's just 100 words. I just do not believe in tips and tricks or shortcuts because I believe in doing things the right way. Because at the end of the day, this strategy will not only help you ace the IELTS exam, but will also help you improve your English communication skills. Because at the end of the day, if you're planning on taking IELTS, you're thinking about a brighter future for yourself and you're thinking about taking shot at opportunities on a global scale. And having great communication skills, specifically in English, will take you extremely far ahead. This strategy worked for me and I am sure it will work for you. Good luck. If you found this content valuable, press that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video.